We are here in Tuskegee, Alabama, where the first African American Air Force was trained. These African Americans soon became known as the Tuskegee Airmen. They helped fight in North America and Sicily. They helped with the Battle of Anzio. During late 1943, Colonel Davis took in 3 new squadrons that were trained in Tuskegee, Alabama, and they became known as the 332nd Fighter Group. They were ordered to protect American bombers as they made their way to their targets. In the span of the 332nd Fighter Group, they flew approximately 200 missions and managed to never lose a single bomber to an enemy aircraft. The African Americans that were in the 614th Tank Destroyer Battalion managed to get 8 Silver Stars for distinguished service, 28 Bronze Stars, and 79 Purple Hearts for the work they did in World War II. The African Americans that were in combat helped steadily integrate the military. The Tuskegee Airmen helped President Truman make his decision to fully integrate the military. We are here now with Claude C. Davis to ask him what it was like arriving at Tuskegee.
From the War Department ordered me to take pilot training in grade as an officer, as a lieutenant, at Tuskegee Army Air Base. I didn't know where, I knew Tuskegee was in Alabama, that's all I knew. And so I said, well, fine. I got in my car and drove across the country, and here I am at Tuskegee. So that was the beginning of a very pleasant experience. I'd say of the 12 months that I spent at Tuskegee was probably the most enjoyable 12 months of my military career. It was exciting. It was interesting. I knew nothing about airplanes. I'd never been in an airplane. The instructor said, this is the front and this is the back. I said, okay, and if you say so, it's all right with me. But anyhow, so we had, I think it was 6 weeks, I can't remember, 6 weeks or 2 months of pre-flight, and next school was primary, and the next was basic, the next was advanced, and the next was transition. Okay, so, fine, when he took us up, introduced me to what it looked like at 5,000 feet off the ground or 6,000 feet off the ground. I looked over the side. I said, oh my God, what am I doing here? Because I'd never had this experience before in my life, you know. But then I thought about Italy and where I was on my way to. Then I said, this isn't so bad after all. But anyhow, things were progressing, went along and all right, and they started washing people out. Now, I'm ahead of myself on one of my stories. In my class, there was 14 student officers. 14. A student officer was, you know, you came from another, sort of like the infantry or artillery, and take a student officer, already a lieutenant, right? And I forget the number of cadets. I think it was maybe 25 or 30, something like that, cadets. I'm ahead of my story, but I have to say it right now. They were washing us out so fast. Out of this group, only one student officer finished this class, 44G. 44G was my class. Only one student officer, one, and that was me. That's all. I'm the only student officer that finished. And I guess, I don't know, we must have had maybe 17 or 18, 19 cadets finish.
Thank you, Claude. We now go back to Ryan with the weather reports.